Hi, and thank you for joining me for this Intarsia tutorial. Um, okay, let's talk about it. So Intarsia is a technique that is actually, you see that the colors here are shifting. So if I would just change the colors as I work without paying any attention, I would have holes here on the sides and it won't be connected. So Intarsia is actually the way to make the whole thing work so that you're changing colors and it's working. The thing is that you have also to divide your yarn. So if here I started here, I put the other yarn right here, then I need to have two balls or two ends of yarn to work both sides. And then, for example, in this area, I have three different yarns that I'm holding to work with. Okay, I'm holding one at a time. So I'm working until here, changing the yarn, then I'm gonna knit this part, then I change the yarn and work like this. So when I work flat, as I'm showing in this tutorial, I'll come back this way, then again, change to this color and work to this direction, and I repeat that. Then comes another color. So this means that I'm gonna have 5 different strands or balls of yarn attached, you can say. So I have this one, I knit until here, I change here, then knit until here, change here, then here I'm adding another strand, I work until here, then I change and work, and when I come back I do exactly the same way. Okay, and if I'm gonna look at the back side, I didn't weave in the ends yet, so you see it looks like this. Okay, so let's just see how I'm gonna do it, and especially in the pattern that we're all working on. So I have here a small swatch, and you will be able to understand from this how to do the sweater, because I'm just doing the same thing, but a little bit on a smaller scale. Okay, so I've worked this row right until where I need to join the next stitch. Okay, and now I have to join the other color. So I'm taking the other color, and also I have the one more yarn that I'm gonna attach for the left side. So this is the tail. I'm just gonna put it here and it's ready. So now I'm joining this yarn. So for the beginning, what I do is I'm gonna cross the yarns. Okay, so I'm taking this tail and I'm kind of giving it this flip right to this direction. And I hold it there. And now I'm gonna change the yarn. And actually it's important to keep all the yarn always in the back as much as you can. So again, I'm gonna cross those because now it's kind of out. So I'm crossing the yarns and holding them both. Okay, and then I'm gonna knit into the first stitch, or to the only stitch in this color. Okay, and if I need to adjust the length of the tail, I do it, and I leave the yarn there, and then I'm gonna pick the other color, and again I'm going to cross the yarn just behind the work like this. It's not very important, you can always do it with the needle afterwards. It just gives you the first kind of confidence that everything is intact. And then I'm gonna work. So actually it's a purl stitch. So I'm gonna work this stitch, holding both these yarns. And now I'm going to work until the end of the row. And when I get to the end of the row, and this is very important, you want to keep the yarn always not so messy. So if you'll turn it all the time in the same direction, it will really kind of mess it up. So what you want to do, you want to work one row and change it to one side, and then on the other row you're going to change it to the other side, and then it balances out. So I've made a kind of easy way to remember. After you finish working on the right side, you just turn it so that the needle goes away from you, okay? So not towards you, away from you. And why is it easy? Because you remember, you finish the right, it's away. So that's right away, okay? So now in this case, right away. So So I'm turning it away from me, and now I can work the wrong side. So you see, it's like the yarn are on the opposite directions right now, so it's not very comfortable. But that's only on the wrong side rows. If you keep this method as I just told you, it will be only on the wrong side rows. So on the wrong side rows, what I'm gonna do, I'm again going to cross the yarn, and everything is happening right in front of us. So it's actually a little bit more easy in my opinion. Okay, so all the yarn drama is right in front of our eyes right here. So it might look like a mess, but it's not such a mess, okay? So I'm taking now the other color, so that's the golden color, from underneath the strand, which is already happened in a way. So I'm just taking it from underneath here, okay? And try not to really stretch it because it's not connected here, okay? So then I go and I work the stitch. Now, it's always so much more easy when you take the last strand that you've been working with, the one that is crossed, and you tighten it to your direction like this. And then it gives you the right gauge to work the next stitch. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull this, so you can actually hold both of them together when you do it, then it will be more easy. And then I bring the yarn to the front, and again I want to cross it with the next yarn. Make sure that you separate between the right and the left yarn. So I'm crossing it so that I pick up the next color from underneath, the one that I've just been working, and then again I can stretch the other color for a little bit, and then I can work the rest of the row. And I reached to the end of the row, and I just finished the wrong side row, and if the right was away, so the wrong is towards you, so wrong towards me. Okay, and this is how I turn it: wrong to me, right away, and wrong to me, and it's always after you work that row. Okay, so we're on the right side row again, and I'm just gonna show it one more time, the Intarsia, because actually you didn't see the right side properly. So I'm gonna work this row. Okay, so I reached the stitch, and now the drama is happening on the wrong side, so not close to us. So I pull this strand to the opposite side, and then I pick up again the opposite, the B color, let's say the golden color strand, and then I can also stretch the other strand that I just worked with. Okay, that's always a good method, then you know that you didn't get confused with the strands. In order to give it the right gauge, I'm gonna stretch it, and it gives me kind of the illusion that this strand is connected to this stitch somehow. So, and then I can knit 3. Okay, I'm knitting the next 3. And this is a bit challenging, this point. After you work those 3 stitches, you look on the back and you want to pick up the yarn, the purple yarn in my case, and you want it to cross as much as it can the color that you've just worked with. So if you'll pick it up from underneath, you see they don't really cross. There's no connection between them. So what you do in this case, you cross them like this. So you just take this yarn, and from above you can cross it. Okay? And that will be enough. And then you just work the stitches. Okay, and you'll see here, right here. And then you just work the stitches. Okay, and let's get back to the wrong side. So you remember you've finished to work the right side right away, right? You turn the needles away from you. And I'll meet you when we get to this part on the other side, on the wrong side. Okay, and I reached the other side. So I'm again crossing the yarn with the golden yarn. So I'm entwining them just like this. Working the stitches. And then again crossing the yarn. Just like this. So I'm collecting this from underneath. And continuing the work. Okay, so I'm gonna work now, finish working the wrong side and turn towards me. And I'm gonna meet you afterwards again when we need to change the colors right here. So I'm right before the next color that I'm gonna join in. Okay, so I have these two strands and one here, and then I need, because I'm separating also this to right and left, I need another strand from this, which is going to be for the left side. So I'll put it right here, an extra one, and the central color, which is this color, which I'm going to add. So I'm preparing that, and now I can start to work the row. So let's work the row. I'm finished the Intarsia here and meet in the just before the central stitch. Again, it's a swatch, so I have less stitches in each part, so don't get panicked or something that you got it wrong. Okay, so I'll meet you when we get to the central stitch again. And there we go. We're again here, and basically it's just the same as I did it here. Okay, it's just the only thing is that now I'm gonna have 5 strands and 3 colors, okay? But basically it's the same, exactly the same. I just wanted you to have a little bit more confidence, so I'm showing it. So one more time I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna cross this strand behind the work with the other strand like this, and I'm actually gonna hold them both while I knit this first stitch. And then I drop this yarn and I join in the next color, which is the same, the golden color again. And again, I cross the yarns behind the work. I hold them both, or not, yeah, I need again to hold this yarn right here. Okay, and then I work the rest of the stitches. And the opposite side, you already know how to work it. Even if you think that you don't know, which happens a lot, you know, okay? So just get to that point. Okay, I'm gonna do this Intarsia again. And this side, and work it, okay? So just as you did here, you're gonna do the same thing again up here. All right, so you know how to do it already, and you can work this out. So I hope you're enjoying this project. I hope you're enjoying Intarsia, and you will also see that all these things here, you see it doesn't look very sharp yet, but after you block everything, so I'll show you. And you see after it's blocked, it has a whole beautiful new look, and it looks much more better in these joins. And again, I'll show you what it looks like on the other side, on the wrong side. See? This is what it looks like here. This is what the joins looks like. All right, so please, if you're working this, share with me your results, post it up on Instagram and show me exactly what you made. And yeah, see you later. Bye.